Hey everyone. Alright, I've gone through the process of giving the Solios a pretty good workout for the past week almost now, and I'm ready to do my final review on both the Solio Charger Classic and the Solio H1000. Overall, as a basic summary for this review from the offset, this is not for everybody. It's a cool device. It is a really cool technology that is in its first stages of going to consumer usability. It's a device that I think would not be usable at all unless it had the option to charge it directly from a computer and take the charge with you. The way I've been describing it over the past few days is that this is an external battery with a solar option. I am using the devices by rotating them. I take one of them with me to work and leave one of them with me either on the patio upstairs to charge during the day when I'm gone, or I can take this device and put it in different sections of where I work during the day. I can put it up on a window, up on the suction cup. I can put it out just before the entrance on the pencil, and I can move it 3 times in the morning between approximately 6:25 and about 11 o'clock and charge during that entire time period. So, the system can work for me. It doesn't require an incredible amount of effort. It requires some maintaining. But, after about a day and a half of this, I can go up one click of charge, which means I could probably charge half of a dead cell phone. So this is not going to fulfill the concept that I was thinking of before, which was that this device would be fulfilling my cellular phone needs. It will be the only thing I charge my Kindle into, and I'm going to try to do that completely from a solar charge. As far as my Bluetooth headset and whatnot, iPod, I'm not going to be able to create enough energy to charge all 4 or 5 of these devices, including my plug-in camera. As far as an emergency device, it's great. It's invaluable. You could go out into the sun for a few hours. You don't have to be out there staying with it. You can set it up without moving it. It'll last about 2 hours in one position with a full blast of sun hitting it, so you don't have to worry about moving it around. But you need to check it every hour and a half, 2 hours, to make sure that the red button that's on the back here, which is green when you click it, to check. So you can see right now I have 3 charges. I was at 2 earlier. That's gone up a charge today. That's nice. It does work. It's really slow. I think that the directions say that it takes anywhere from 8 to 10 hours on the Classic to charge and 10 to 12 for the H1000. But I think that because of the maintenance on the direction and how it has to work, it takes me a good anywhere from 4 to 6 hours just to go up one click on the Classic. So it's slow. It's very slow, but in an emergency it could be pretty awesome. So this is not for everybody. This is not the kind of thing that everybody's going to want to jump onto, but if you want to have an external battery that you can take with you, why not get this with the solar option? Because then you can use it for emergencies. You can use it if you're out camping or if you're hiking or whatever. Hiking, probably you'd use this one more. It takes a little bit longer, but works just as well. So yeah, it's not quite to the efficiency level. It's the first round of this technology going to consumer realms. And there may be other solar options that are more effective and more efficient. But I like it. I'm satisfied with it now that I'm, understanding what it does. I had to readjust my expectations slightly. But overall, I like it, and I would recommend it as an external battery with a solar option. So that's about as far as I'm going to go as far as telling you to go out and buy it, because it's not necessarily for you, but it could be. So if you want to try and go as green as you can, over a period of time you can at least cut back on your usage from a plug-in outlet source over a period of several days, that kind of a thing. It's not going to replace your plug yet. It is an addendum to your plug-in. So if you've got a situation that you can keep it maintained during the day, and you can just put it out without thinking about it more than once or twice or 3 times a day, probably 3 times a day if you can do it. It's not that big of a deal to walk out to a porch, turn it around, go back in and do your stuff. If you're around, if you're at work, you can put it on a window, awesome. Otherwise, it may not be for you, and you may just want to stick with something else or consider it as your external battery with a solar option. So that's my overall review of both the Classic and the H1000. Cool devices, love the direction of the technology. Think about it before you get one, but they're not that expensive anymore. You can get both models for $50 on Amazon or eBay. Another reason why I would recommend the SOLIO over certain devices out there is that if you're looking at solar chargers right now on eBay or on Amazon or on buy.com or anywhere else, you're going to find a lot of charging substitutes that are kind of cheap, that look like if you put anything into them, that they could really fry your device. And I've scoured the internet reading different stories about solar chargers that will fry a device. Now, the SOLIO has a microchip inside of it that locates the voltage that your device needs. It'll find out what exactly it should get as if it were charged into the wall. So that's good. It's safe. It's not going to destroy what your expensive electronic device is. That's a huge plus. And it's pretty much universal. This is one of the few charging devices that will charge anything out of a USB port, anything that has your Motorola type phone, your Samsung, your Nokia, charges the iPhone, charges the iPod, charges my Motorola, charges the Kindle. If you've got a Kindle, it's a cool idea. It basically will charge anything you've got. That's a huge plus, and it only pretty much comes with the SOLIO. If you're looking for a device that utilizes this kind of early consumer technology, sure, try it out. It's cool. I like it. I think that it's going in the right direction, and I think it needs some work. But I think that it's a really cool concept that's going to go a long way in the next 5 to 10 years. I think very soon this kind of stuff will be everywhere. If it's starting at this point now, this technology is going to continue. So make your decision based upon what you need right now. Otherwise, if you're interested in this kind of technological advance, check out the SOLIO.